Well, in 1967, I was a freshman in high school, and I heard that some of the cool upperclassmen had a band they were going to play at the Dairy Queen. So I hopped on my bicycle, I was a freshman, and I pedaled on over there. And before I got there, I started seeing traffic backed up. And when I got to 3rd Street, there was traffic backed up in both directions. Man, what is going on here? And suddenly I realized what was happening. The Zonks were not playing at the Dairy Queen. They were playing on the Dairy Queen. And traffic stopped to see them, and it was so cool. They were up there, with their mod clothes and their big smiles, and it was just really, really something. And that 3rd Street that the Dairy Queen was on was also Highway 67. This was before the interstate, so this is one of the main arteries across the United States. So I sat there on my bicycle, and I enjoyed the music, while the whole nation stopped to catch the Zonks.
Well, when you were growing up, my name's Ralph Roughton, and I was watching the Zonks from a distance, and I was a little bit younger and idolized those guys because I could play the organ a little bit, and I thought, maybe one of these days I could play with them. And I saw them play one day at the Dairy Queen, and that pretty much did it for me. And I wound up starting my own band and getting a group of guys together, and then would go see them whenever they would play. And you just can't believe the quality of the music that was being played here in Southwest Arkansas. I mean, there was John Fred and the Playboy Band was around here, the Uniques. There were great bands, and there were bands that would come down from Little Rock or would come up from Texas, and they wouldn't be as good as what we were playing around here. And the Zonks were everybody's idols. And then one day I got a phone call from Buzz, who was saying that they'd had bad luck with organists. So I think one of them had a heart problem, and then the other one had trouble losing his hearing. And I had bought the organ of one of Jack Fountain, who was one of the organists that they had in the Zonks. And they wanted to know if I could play with them. And it was the ultimate experience of my career as a musician. Because I can remember us playing, we went up to the campus of Ouachita Baptist University and then played outside, and there were all these kids, all these college kids out there at a Baptist university, so they probably weren't supposed to dance, but they had a better time than they were supposed to have. We would play in the airplane hangar up at Arkadelphia, or play like at the youth center here in Hope, and all you had to do was say that the Zonks were going to be playing somewhere, and they didn't have to do any advertising because everybody knew where it was going to be and when, and everybody showed up. And just being a small part of it, kind of on the back end of it for me and for them at the time, because they were moving on into college and everything, was just a thrill of a lifetime.
I'm Ronnie Phillips. I was the manager of the Zonks. My little brother was the bass player. I booked them all around. Spent a lot of money on equipment, sound equipment. Probably never got all my money back, and probably arranged for them to play at the Dairy Queen. And there was a lot of people showed up, and had a good time.